Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We have been studying the life of the Prophet ﷺ, and we have seen so many different aspects of his life when it came to joy, when he got the revelation, suffering when he saw his uncle and his wife passing away, and sorrow at the same time, very difficult time, and this gift that he got through with the night journey. We have to remember this as the very important message here. All the prophets, all the messengers, peace be upon them all, went through all this suffering as human beings, and this is also the signal that they stick to the principles and they don't lose the way. And we need to remember this. Now, there is something which the Prophet ﷺ was facing and trying to find ways, and he sent people to Abyssinia. He tried to protect his brothers and sisters within the community. At one point, there was no choice but to leave Mecca. And this was very difficult, but at the same time, he got this permission, and this was coming from God, and he started to plan for that. Years, in fact, between 1.5 years and 2 years, where he was planning to leave and getting contact with people, having agreement and contracts just to be able to leave the country. And he did this in a very rational way. It was very strategic, knowing that he was with God, but through a strategy trying to find his way out of this repression. And what he decided to do is even to ask a non-believer, a polytheist, someone, a pagan that was from his enemy, from the religion of his enemy. He asked him to help him to get out of Mecca, meaning I take your competence even though we don't share religion. And this is also something that we have to remember as Muslims today, is that sometimes we deal with people and we can work together. We have this, they have the competence, we have some common principles on specific fields. We are not pushed just to work among ourselves as Muslims. No, this was not the way of the Prophet ﷺ. He was open to deal with people as long as you have the competence and you know how to deal with things. And then they went south to try to mislead the enemies, but they followed them. And then they went to the cave, and they were trying to protect themselves. And there was a web there that was protecting them. And this is something which is the very fragile situation within which they were, within the cave. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was scared. And the Prophet ﷺ was telling him, don't be scared, لا تحزن, don't be sad. ما ظنك باثنين الله ثالثهما. What is your opinion about two? God is the third one. Meaning by this, they planned all that. He tried his best just to find a way to mislead them, and at the end they found them. And what protected them is a spider web, meaning that this is where they had to rely on God. And this is where whatever is your competence, whatever are your skills, at the end you should rely in God, and you should know that with Him everything is possible. This is the way to avoid arrogance. This is the way just to rely on Him and to understand that this is the spiritual journey. This is the very meaning of your journey. And while you are fasting and asking Him to protect you and to purify you and to try to come close to Him, you understand that you do whatever you can to succeed, but at the end, success is coming from Him. It's coming from the One. It's coming from the only God that we worship. La ilaha illahu. There is no other God but Him. And this is where, in this experience of Al-Hijrah, the Prophet ﷺ planned everything, and at the end relied on Him. توكل عليه. He relied on God, and this is the way he was protected. May Allah help us. And never forget to tell the people you love that you love them. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.